Welcome back to another Prairie Sunset Ranch farm vlog. I am Aaron and thank you for tuning in today. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe. Get entered for our Solar Guard Patriot 155 solar fencer giveaway. Hopefully we'll be doing the draw soon. All you gotta do to get entered is, boom, subscribe. Have your profile public. You're in. Hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. Say, hey, YouTuber, you're doing okay. Share this video with your friends and family. Hit that bell chime notification so you don't miss any of these crazy videos. Well, we had a heck of a week here at the ranch. Almost burnt the baler down, hand in hand, almost burnt the tractor down. Made a bunch of field hay, made some ditch hay, did a whole lot of cutting. So grab your beer, grab your beverage, grab your popcorn. Let's go for a ride around our farm. Let's make some hay. A few other shenanigans in between as well. Let's get at her. So we're on to our next field now. Got the blades changed. Everything looks to be working good. I kind of went over the machine. So basically we got this chunk to cut. I don't know how many acres this would be. What is it? 60 acres? I don't know. It's hard to guess because it's a misshapen spot. It's not a big square, right? So it comes to a point here, but it gets wide up there, up from sorry, that bluff obviously to that bluff. But anyways, what we're trying to do is we're trying to we always cut ahead. So this is an exception because we had rain yesterday. I kind of had a day off, but I try to cut for 2 days. So on the second day I'm cutting, somebody will go raking. They'll rake up that spot. I'll cut until, let's say, 3 in the afternoon. I'll head back, get the baler, start baling up whoever raked up whatever field. So that's kind of how we work. So we're always 50, 60, you know. We don't try to go too much in case we do get rain, but we try to have 60 acres down at all times. I had one of the subscribers ask, typically how long does it take you for your fields to dry? I think I touched base on this before, but if you didn't catch it, basically just say I typically head out 9 in the morning. I cut the field until about however long it takes. Let's say just a medium field, 7 o'clock at night. So 7 p.m. that night I stop. The next day, somebody, myself or someone else, will go get the rake, hook up the rake, and start raking at around about 2 o'clock, typically out here. That'll be, by the time it's baled, the baling will start about 2 hours behind the rake. With the rake always gets a head start. And we probably bale up between 18-19% moisture. So that's kind of how we make hay. It's a quick process out here. Typically in, you know, mid-July, August, it's fairly dry and hot out here with not much humidity. With the exception of last week, last couple of weeks, we did have a lot of humidity, but it changed to hot, really hot and dry and windy. So it was great curing, drying weather. So typically a full day, 1 day of drying. And as you noticed, we don't have a conditioner on our disc mower. We lay it straight out. We don't want a windrow because we rake everything anyways. So we lay it right out, and if it's not too thick, it's usually ready to bale the next day. Yeah, that's how we do things out here. Now let's get to some cutting. Enough talking. We're gonna stop experimenting with how I can blow up my GoPro. Well, let's take you all for a free ride on the wing of the disc mower. Hopefully it doesn't fall into the disc mower because I'll have a very unhappy wife if that happens. So this that we're baling right now, this is the field I cut down. I started yesterday at around, I don't know what time it was, 10. And I guess we packed it in. I think we finished around like, I don't know, maybe like 5:30 or something. So like we finished the field roughly, the middle section got finished about 5:30 and we're out. I was out here at about 4 o'clock baling already. Dad was out raking at around 1:30 or so. So yeah, that gives you an idea. And it's dry. It's very dry, ready to be baled. So everything that we cut down gets raked. Like as you can tell, we don't have swaths. Our mower's laid straight down. Basically, in the way it's up in the field, is laid straight down. So we don't put it in a big windrow. And that helps too. That definitely helps. But you know, you have to rake every time. But it's something that we've always done, and it just is quick for us to make hay. So yeah, there you go. FYI. I smelt a smog, like a smog fire. I knew it was go time. Lucky I carry a suppression, fire suppression. I have a little fire extinguisher in there. It's used up now. And back up, I had this, my kid's little water pump. Laugh as you may. This is what saved the fire. Saved my baler from burning down. So, gotta get a new extinguisher. Hopefully get the new bearing in there and get rolling again. So, I'll let you know. Well, the 566 bearing, I would say, I don't know, it's kind of kaput. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to get it up a little more and hike it up, and then I got to take a air chisel. I got to get that melted piece of bearing on that shaft. I got to get that shaft nice and clean. So just to give you an idea, last night I pulled all these parts off around 9 at night. Got finished. I had to air chisel the melted bearing from the hex shaft, and basically contacted John Deere at 9:30 at night. The wonderful parts gentleman answered, ran down to their shop, pulled all these parts for me. And then luckily my parents live in town, so they grabbed the parts, and here they are this morning. This being a long weekend, it's pretty thankful for that. So you know, that's one of the reasons I'm always going to run John Deere. You know what, you get a lot of good parts and service backup. So you know, as a customer, as a guy that's working not just Monday to Friday, you know, you need access to those parts. And the thing is, I don't even have to wait. They don't even have to order the parts. Usually, I'd say 70%, 80% of the time they have the parts in stock. They got a huge parts inventory. So good on you, John Deere. You're doing that right for sure. So let's get at her. Enough about that. Well, folks, finally got that bearing put on with that backer plate. I didn't film it. It wasn't too fun though. I had a kind of a rough go at it. I would say this is the same side my other bearing went on, the one behind here, but this one was twice as easy as this. This was twice as hard for sure. I had to ratchet from the hanger the two hangers there, ratchet it up so I can get the bearing pushed on. I had to get a piece of wood and tap it on. Greased up the hex bearing, the shaft first. Put all the washers in, and then the tricky part was getting this backer plate back in there. So I had to put that backer plate on, then rotate it, and just make sure it was fit just perfect. But yeah, it looks like a snug fit. Looks like it's straight. This part's the only part I'm unsure of. I'm sure it's weakened from all the severe heat it took, but I'm gonna get it painted and clean it up and run her. So yeah, there you go. If that bearing ever goes, get out the ratchet straps. They work nice. You won't manhandle that roller and bearing. It's got to be 200 plus pounds, around the 200 mark. So anyways, let's go baling. Time to finish up that field. Well, this is where we left off yesterday evening when I burnt that bearing out on the baler. So I dropped 50 bales just before this all happened. So I thought there was another 60 or 70, but there might only be 55 or so here. I'm looking at the windrows aren't as big as I thought they'd be. But so you get with a straight wheel rake, as most of you probably know, you get little lumpy windrows. It makes it a real challenge to bale up and make a nice square bale. But these are small enough that they're not going to be too tough to make a nice shape bale. So when you get a little bigger than this is almost perfect. But you see how you have those little tufts kicking out? That's what makes it hard to make a nice square flush bale. Otherwise, because you have a little bit sticking out the ends and this and that, because it's not even. Like when you have a wheel rake, you have a defined line as to where both sides travel. So a lot easier to bale behind a wheel rake, V-rake, sorry. But Dad likes using the wheel rake. That's how he's always done it, so I don't complain. Whatever. Hey, if someone's willing to help out, you don't complain about silly things, right? So anyways, let's see how many bales we get out of the rest of this field. And then Dad took the old white, his girlfriend, and the old mower. he's on the new field. He loves that white tractor. He had a leaking tank. He pulled it out yesterday and he welded it up, and he loves that thing, man. Anyways, he's on that big field. I took the swather, played around on the other side of that new field yesterday. Lucky thing I did that because I hit a nice big tree stump. The gentleman that had the field before us, looks like he cut down a tree stump, cut it down. They didn't take a tractor and pull out the rest of the stump, so he left about yay much. I guess he always used a swather, so he just picked it up and he cut over it. I hit it with my swather. I cut a little lower and almost did a nose plant. So broke a couple knives on the swather, but luckily it wasn't my disc mower, because that would have taken out a turtle for sure. So anyways, let's get some baling. Let's get some bales done. See how many we get off this field. Nice little windrows here, so yeah, this is pretty easy to make a nice bale with. I don't see anything too big and lumpy, so that's half the battle. Dad did a really good job with these little windrows. I hope my bearings hold up. Paranoid now after last night. Man, I thought I would have lost my baler and the tractor. Who knows? Maybe the field. It was, yeah. It's funny because when you have bearing go, typically you have a noise. You usually feel like a vibration or a squealing. Typically you'll hear it before anything. With this, it just went suddenly, just boom. So freaked me out. My only question is, I hope that bearing's set properly in that casing, but apparently it can it self-sets, like it's not a snug fit, so the bearing sits and it's supposed to have a little bit of movement in that casing. So I guess I shouldn't worry about it too much, but I'll tell you, that's a pain of a bearing to change. I did not enjoy doing that at all. Just finished that field. Got 90 bales off this field. So we did 48 yesterday, then we had that bearing burned down. in our baler, so I stopped, and then today I made the final few bales, and we ended up with 90 bales, so that's okay. I thought there was a few more on this field, but they're fairly big bales, so yeah, a couple missed ties though. Like, it tied, every bale tied, but I don't know why, but it was getting a little close to the edge now. Even though I put the twine arm guides into the bale a little bit, so I'm gonna guess it's probably the windrow, and I wasn't squeezing the windrow enough with the bale. I was leaving too much room, so the bale was a little bit more narrow than it should have been. So I'm pretty sure that's the issue, because the twine guards are in quite a bit. So I'll write it off to that. We'll see the next field that we do, and if I'm still having issues, I guess I can move them in a little bit more if I have to. So pretty good day so far. I think we're gonna go catch up with the other field, and we'll see what's being cut down there, maybe join in. I'm not sure yet. Well, this is Aaron signing off. I think it's beer o'clock, so thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and cheers until the next one. Stay safe, have fun, enjoy the summer. See you very soon. Bye for now.